Many children are raised to take up the family trade, whether that be business, music, acting, or even, in the case of the Robustellis, football.
It's almost like you have no choice when you're playing football regardless. I mean, I love the sport, so I've been happy to play the sport for 10, 11 years now, so I'm happy that I got into it.
Andrew Robustelli is a senior wide receiver, and he comes from a long lineage of successful players, starting with his grandfather, Hall of Fame defensive end Andy Robustelli.
He was a great football player, so a lot of people probably expect the same thing just from the bloodline. And especially I've had a bunch of uncles that were also great football players.
For Andrew, the football life predictably started early.
I started playing football, say when I was 3rd or 4th grade, somewhere around that time.
He was a productive tight end for Monsignor Pace High School in South Florida and made the most of his opportunities.
We were pretty good, I'd say. Through high school, we were mostly a running team all the way until I was a senior, so never had that many opportunities to catch the ball and run with it.
As his high school days drew to a close, it appeared that his career might be as well, garnering only 2 offers to play in college.
Since I played tight end in high school, when I was really small in high school, I probably only weighed around 180 pounds. I didn't really get many looks because of my size. So really the only 2 schools that really interested me was Jacksonville and Lafayette up in Pennsylvania.
He elected to stay in-state and attend JU, where he played tight end for 2 seasons before getting the opportunity to switch to wide receiver for his junior campaign.
I really liked it. I was happy to make the decision because I was still a pretty small tight end. It was really tough to put my hand down on the ground and block some of the bigger guys on the other side of the ball. So when they gave me the opportunity to really play wide receiver, I was really happy. I just went with it.
The Dolphins were happy too, as he flourished in his first year as a primary pass catcher, finishing the season with 51 catches for a school record, 1,063 yards and 11 touchdowns, and was named an All-American. His path to greatness all started back in Connecticut, where a young Andrew and the rest of the Robustelli family would gather at Grandpa Andy's house every Sunday for breakfast.
It was awesome, honestly. We always ended up at my grandfather's and grandmother's house every Sunday after church, and basically the entire family would come. We'd all have breakfast together. That's one of the big things I miss being down here in Florida now, is just having all the family and all the great environment that was up north.
The Hall of Famer was always characterized as a quiet leader, and that was certainly still the case during Andrew's childhood.
Since my father was the 8th child of mine, I didn't really have that great a relationship because I was really young and I never really knew how great of a man he was, how great he was in football. And I was so young, and those things kind of just go right over your head. You don't even realize. And I was just kind of in the moment of being a kid, having fun when I was at the house. I never really talked to him very much since he was older then. And he was always a quiet guy growing up. He never really said much. I just enjoyed himself, just being to himself.
As for being the first in the family to be named after him, Andrew naturally feels pressure.
I'd say yes, definitely, with the last name. A lot of the older generation knows who he was, but I think for me too, a little bit, being named after him, it's kind of a burden, but it's also good at the same time. But just try to overcome it.
That name has followed him everywhere.
I think it's an honor. I'm the first one from my family to be named after him, but at the same time, I feel a little bit of pressure, especially playing football. I have a very high standard to live up to, and that it's always in the back of my head, regardless if I say it isn't or it's not, it's always back there. I've heard too many stories to really tell, especially like I was saying about the older generation, especially in high school. When you have a substitute teacher, they'd read my last name and just know instantly who he was, and before class would start, they'd go on a 15-minute rant about how they loved him as a player, how they followed him all through their childhood and different stuff like that. And it's great to hear, especially as a person. They said he was a great man. He always helped people, never worried about himself. So that's the kind of man I try to live up to every day.
He is yet to make the pilgrimage to Canton, Ohio to see his grandfather's bust, but it is on the bucket list.
Definitely want to get there one day to go see it and everything. A buddy of mine, Pat McCain, who's our backup quarterback, actually went there a little while ago and sent me a picture of my grandfather's head. Because everyone has their own head. He sent me a picture, which was really cool.
Andrew is currently focused on helping the Dolphins back to the top of the Pioneer Football League.
just trying to finish out this season, have one more great memory to finish out on top with the PFL this year. And that would make JU probably the best college experience I can really have.
But he does have some thoughts as to his football future.
I think with every football player, everyone wants to, but the likelihood is always so unlikely because you just have to be a freak, honestly. Mm-hmm. Everyone in the NFL is just so good. Of course, I'm going to try my hardest, but if not, that's why I'm in college. Just get a degree, then move on to the real world and get on with my life.
Caught! Touchdown! Andrew Robustelli is second of the game.